I feel like this is a dream come true.
Is a dream come true for you?
It is. Like, I had my top model moment. Now I have my boys club moment.
Welcome to Two Online by Boys Club.
Hot internet news served fresh. I'm Natasha Hoskins.
I'm Dina Burke.
And this is Boys Club.
Wait, is it just Boys Club?
It's just Boys Club.
The Boys Club podcast?
No. Just Boys Club. Okay, emergency podcast here. Natasha reporting in. I have brought on my friend Dajana. Dajana, say hi.
Hello.
We're going to do a full intro in a second, but we're here to talk about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds with one of my friends who is way too online.
Babe, it's Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni with a sprinkle of Ryan.
That tells you how
couple.
much...
You should leave that in the bloopers. That is horrific. Go again.
That tells you how much I know about this. Okay, let's get into it.
Go.
Okay, a few rules to the road, Dajana.
Okay, fine. I know. No swearing.
No, you can swear, but just not every other word. You can't say "see you next Tuesday." Okay.
What's see you next Tuesday?
See you next Tuesday. Okay,
Got
baby
it.
girl. And then we can't be mean girls about Miss Blake Lively.
No.
Report
We
the
are
facts.
here to be objective. We're bringing facts, and all I want. This is my main objective. I'm just going to give the people all of the information through really credible sources such as TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, great.
And then, and it is up to them to decide if they're Team Blake, if they're Team Justin, if they're Team both, or if they're no teams. It's not up to me. I'm not playing God. I'm the messenger.
You're a reporter.
I'm the reporter. My opinion is just my opinion. I want everyone to have their own opinion.
Great.
I'm just here to transfer all the facts.
On today's podcast, longtime listener, longtime friend, first-time caller, Dajana. She is a brand wizard. She is a recovering model. She is very online. And she literally asked me, can I come on the podcast to talk about Blake Lively? So, Dajana, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a true honor to be here. You also forgot to mention the fact that I did the Boys Club logo and I was one of the founding members. But you know what?
Are.
That's fine.
I forgot to mention
that is
very important
the biggest
details.
You better cut that in to the blooper.
I will.
For Instagram, because I feel like that's a major,
Huge.
I'm one of the OGs.
You're one of the OGs. You really are. And Dajana and I have worked together for many, many years. And I have had the pleasure of managing the wild horse that is Dajana.
That's a compliment, by the way.
Many times it is a huge compliment. And we are very good friends. And we shared several cigarettes this weekend together.
You have to cut that out. If my mother watches this, she's going to send me to rehab.
Okay. That'll be good.
But we did. We had a bunch of ciggies. You can leave that on in the podcast. Just don't put it on Instagram.
Okay, we'll take it out of the cut downs. Okay, so what we have here today is that my timeline was taken over by the Blake Lively drama. I don't even actually know what's going on at all. And then I sent a tweet that did fine numbers, but I felt really, really resonated with people who did engage with it, which was everything I've learned about Blake Lively, I've learned against my will. And then you continued that throughout the weekend, just nonstop sending me TikToks and Reels, which I have not watched. And so I'm here today. I know, I'm sorry.
Wasted time.
I'm sorry. We are here today for you to tell me what is going on. This is an emergency pod.
Emergency pod, truly.
So tell me what's going on. Give us the lay of the land. Be concise, Dajana.
Okay. Look, guys, I have literally dot points. Okay, these are all my thoughts. I know, but we're gonna keep it.
Okay, let's go. Go for it.
It's gonna be really quick. So let's go back to 2019. It's a Colleen Hoover novel. There's two parts to it. It ends with us and it starts with us. So It Ends With Us is the first one. The reason why it's called It Ends With Us is because the novel is about domestic violence and domestic abuse, which is basically the core and the ethos of this whole entire novel. And it's called It Ends With Us to spoil it for everyone because Lily Bloom is the one that ends this cycle of domestic abuse because her mother was also in an abusive relationship.
Okay.
So that's why it's love that.
Intense.
Very intense conversation. So Justin Baldoni, actually the director, who's also literally in the middle of this whole entire controversy, got the rights to this novel back in 2019.
Okay.
He auditioned a bunch of people for it. Blake Lively got it. She is Lily Bloom, so she's the main actor. Again, as I said, it goes about domestic violence and how they start off, they fall in love, and then she actually realizes, oh my gosh, he has a problem. And
he's abusive.
Yes.
Okay. His character.
His character, not him. Okay. His character is abusive. Justin Baldoni which, by the way, if many people don't know, is actually on Jane the Virgin.
Okay. Fun fact.
And he was a director. He actually didn't want to act in the movie, but he did in the end. But he even has a podcast called Man Enough. And his whole entire podcast is basically like the relationship between men and women, what men can be doing better to be better in these relationships, to be more manly, to talk about their feelings, just to be better in general. So that's why it's like very off brand, like this storm that he's found himself in. But this is where the drama started. Okay. The drama started because press tour happened.
Okay, so movie gets made with the two of them.
Movie gets made with the two of them. We hear nothing. Then it's like press time. There has not been a single photograph of Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively together.
Okay.
Blake Lively has spent basically all the time with like getting Ryan Reynolds, love
her
him,
husband.
fine. Hugh Jackman, love my fellow Aussie.
Is Hugh Jackman in it?
No, because Hugh Jackman is in the Wolverine and Deadpool thing, which is also went basically live when It Ends With Us went live, but she just, you know, for extra publicity, like brought them onto the red carpet. And any of the co-stars have literally not been photographed with Justin Baldoni.
That's very weird.
Very weird. They've all unfollowed him on Instagram. Okay. Very mean girls.
So when did this start happening? When did like this drama emerge that
literally
they don't like
when
each
the
other?
press tour went live, because everyone's like, why?
What was that, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. They're like, why are Justin and Blake literally not even in like one single photo together on the red carpet? Why is Blake Lively not even mentioning Justin's name in any of the interviews? She just says the director, or she manages to say like, my husband produced one of the scenes, or like my husband wrote in one of the scenes about the rooftop. By the way, if you've read the novel, the rooftop scene is like literally the most iconic scene in the book. So like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about, going like, my husband, he didn't write it. It was already in the book. Just what? Anyway, so the internet is going wild. They're like, oh my God, what's the drama? What's the tea? So now we're like, okay, well, what happened for them to get to this stage?
And this is like, when you say the internet, you're saying like TikTok
Instagram,
reporters.
TikTok, but we're also saying like tabloids, like, like go in Google and you will see, I don't know how many tabloids are. Everyone's like, what is the tea on this? So then we've had people say that Justin Baldoni was like really, really hard to work with, that he made Blake Lively feel uncomfortable on set, but like what that means, no one's actually said explicitly what it is. So it's just all like hearsay. Then we had another girl actually speak out on TikTok, full face frontal camera, and said, I worked on the movie with Justin Baldoni. He was so nice. He was so considerate. He was so open. Then we have other people saying, you know, Blake Lively just kind of came in and took over because she was a producer on the movie as well. That like Justin basically like took a step back. Apparently Justin was like uncollaborative and like wasn't even listening to Blake's point of view, and that they had to like reverse scenes separately. But again, it's all hearsay. The big thing that's like crazy to me is that Blake Lively literally paid money to have her own cut of the movie. And she sold those rights to that cut to Sony, which is like mind-boggling.
A different version
edit
of the movie?
Yes. And and then Justin had his edit, Blake had her edit, and Justin's actually tested better with the audience. Blake
You're so deep in this.
Yeah, but then Blake also sold the rights to Sony, which I'm like, what? And she said, if you don't use my cut, you can't use Taylor Swift's song in the movie.
All of this has been happening.
Yes.
Then it seems like the tide turned on Blake Lively.
Yes. You know why?
So what happened?
So the tide turned on Blake Lively because every single interview that we had with Justin, we saw him really, really talk about the like main reason for this movie, which is domestic violence.
Yes.
He's had people send him DMs about, I hope that you see this and that you know that you actually helped me get out of like a 10-year abusive relationship.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
He posted on his Instagram. Go and check it out. And he's really trying to say like, I let Blake lead in certain scenes because I wanted like a woman's point of view and I didn't want it to just come from like a man. So like, that's why he kind of like let her produce and direct some of the scenes so he could come from like a woman's perspective. But the weird thing that Blake is getting put under fire is like, she's basically telling her friends, I'm like, oh my God, come to the movies and it's going to be such a great film. Like bring the girls along. It's a really cool movie. And people are like, this is not a cool movie, sweetheart. Red flag.
Everything that I've been seeing from her, not knowing anything about this movie, was that it felt like she was promoting like a rom-com.
100%. Not only was she promoting a rom-com, she was promoting her hairline.
And her seltzer line, right? Or some sort of
and
alcohol.
Betty, exactly.
Okay, Betty.
Yes. Well, Betty Buzz.
And she doesn't even drink, right?
I don't even know, and I don't even care. The whole entire point of it is not about Betty, okay? Even if something did go on between the co-stars, like, I don't know, but like both of them, be adults and just show up to like talk about this like one important message, which is like domestic violence and like sticking together, talking through it. Like, just because he didn't want to put the Taylor Swift song in it does not mean that you don't want to walk the red carpet with him.
Yes.
Also, he's the director. He chose you to be the star to like speak about this like important message.
The tide starts to turn. Tell me about what is the internet's reaction? Like, what is going on? It starts to seem that there's some drama between them because they're not photographed together. There's like suspicion. And
Yes.
then the internet explodes. And then they all turn on Blake.
They all turn on Blake. So then the tea is Justin Baldoni has hired a crisis PR manager, the same crisis PR manager that Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt had.
Okay.
But the tea is that Blake and Ryan released this information to paint a certain picture of Justin Baldoni. So like people are playing chess here, mate. Okay. People are playing chess. This other thing is, it's like people are obviously lighting a fire under Blake's ass, going like, "Why are you actually talking about what the real conversation here is? It's about like domestic violence and like breaking the cycle instead of your hair care line, and like it's not about Deadpool and Wolverine."
Right.
So I think her PR team released the stuff about Justin's PR crisis manager. But then I could also argue, like, okay, is Justin, because I'm playing devil's advocate here, is Justin putting on this persona of Blake? Because he's been saying, like, everything that Blake touches turns to magic. Blake is amazing.
So he's been really positive about
He
her.
has been so positive.
Okay.
He has been literally painting her like the Mona fucking Lisa. He's like, Blake is the one. She's responsible why this is so amazing, et cetera, et cetera.
Continuing throughout the
whole, throughout this whole
wow.
entire thing. He's just like,
you love him.
Coddling her. I love him so much. I am Team Justin. I'm sorry. If I had to choose a side, but don't listen to me, choose your own side. I am Team Justin.
Then what happens is it seems like the internet starts to turn on her, and then they start to pull up historical moments that are supporting a narrative that she's terrible to work with. Is this correct?
Yes, and I have two stories to tell you about this. I'm going to keep them quick. One is like an actual clip of an interview that she did, and the second is a true story that I have from my friend from like first-hand experience.
Okay,
So,
let's hear about the clip
By the
first.
way, you heard it here first. Not even EU has this shit, okay? The first time going live is on the Boys Club podcast. Okay, let me go back to the 2019 interview. So she had this interview with this lady in 2019, and she was just newly pregnant. As she sits down for the interview.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
The interviewer is like, "Oh my God, congratulations on your little bump." Blake lively responds by saying, "Congratulations on your little bump." And like basically fat shamed her. And I was just like, she just congratulated you on what? Like,
and you had never seen that clip before this week, right?
No.
Okay, so it was dug back up.
100%.
Okay, and it was dug up from people who are Team Justin.
Probably.
To
prove a point that that she's actually not this like goody, like, oh my God, everything is amazing kind of girl that she portrays herself to be. We also know that like she's super private about her kids. She doesn't like being photographed. She doesn't like her kids being photographed, which goes to my next story.
Okay.
This is breaking news.
Okay.
I have a friend. I'm going to keep everything anonymous and mystery. Don't ask me. Don't DM me. I'm not going to tell any more details than this. Okay. People are, what do you mean? I'm going to be an internet sensation after this. Okay. So basically what happens, my friend's dad gets personally called by Blake's and Ryan's assistant to come up and do a job to their house. I'm not going to say where the house is. It's in America, but like you have to drive up and like do this thing for us. He says, hey, it's like quite a bit of a drive.
Some sort of service at this house.
A service at the house.
Okay.
And he's like, do you want me to get someone in the local area to help you do this? Because it's going to take like, an hour and a half to 2 for me to drive there. They're like, no, we specifically want you because we heard you're the best. He's like, great, I can come on like the weekend. I can do this and this day. Does that work? They're like, yes, fine. Everything was
scheduled
and confirmed. He drives up. It's a weekend. Takes him like an hour and a half to 2. He gets to the house. He's knocking on the door. No one's answering.
Okay.
He's knocking on the door again. No one's answering. He calls the assistant. She's like, that's so weird. Everything was like confirmed and checked. Let me just call Blake and Ryan to like check it out. Basically, he gets the call back going like, you need to get off the property right now. This was never confirmed, never planned. Get off our property. It's private property. And he's just like,
wow.
What?
Not good.
Not good. Gets worse.
Oh.
Then the neighbor was there or something. And so like the dad spoke to the neighbor and the neighbor said, they are so rude. They always think that people are trying to spy on them. They will like never say hello. They will always think that like they will just make up some drama and rumors that like someone's trying to like break into their house or like take photographs, and that people are like, we don't really care that you live there. Like literally go about your business. So this is my theory. If that is how you treat someone who has gone out of their way to do something for you, that is how you're going to treat the janitor. That is how you're going to treat the waiter. And I don't have respect people that treat people like. Because I was
agree,
a waitress.
I agree.
Because I was a waitress.
Me too.
And I have been a customer. And I know how you should treat a waiter and how you should, like, you need to treat everyone with respect.
Totally. So that to you proves the point that Justin is in the right.
Correct.
That's what makes him
Well,
Team
no,
Justin.
it doesn't prove the point, but it just proves more of a point that, like,
Mm.
Blake is not who she says she is.
You're building a case. You're building
I'm
a case.
building a case. I want to say one last thing. Blake Lively was in charge of costumes for Lily Bloom, which is the main character that she portrays.
Okay. Oh, you're so annoyed about this. You've talked to me about this before.
No, I'm so annoyed about this. Mind you, Lily Bloom comes from like a middle class family.
Okay.
And she literally moves out of home to like open up like a florist shop.
Okay.
What to me is incredible is like, do you really think someone at like 25 to like 30 who's opening up her own florist shop is like walking around in a Valentino bag
Right.
and like Balenciaga boot and like a Fendi baguette bag that's like 5Gs?
A miss.
I don't really know. And like, this is before she meets like the rich surgeon.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you're going to see a Fendi bag. Gorgeous, by the way, which I'm at, like really gorgeous. Some of the stuff I'm like, maybe you really do need a stylist. I don't know. But like, why is the Fendi bag here? Like, you cannot afford a Fendi bag.
Yes. Why is the Fendi bag in the room with us right
It
now?
should not
It
be.
should not be.
And I'm just like, again, another miss, another red flag that you just are a little bit delusional. That's my take. But I really want to hear everyone's thoughts in the comment.
Oh, in the
of what we think
comments. Great, cool. Okay, hit the
Well, you
comments.
can't really leave them on Spotify, can you? Whatever on Instagram
YouTube.
when you cut it. On YouTube, yes.
YouTube. Okay, I just want to ask you any other color you'd like to give on how the internet has reacted. Like what has been the two online of the story? Just that people are like creating a bunch of content around this? Is it that like people found evidence to prove their theory around their side?
I think what is coming out is this whole clickiness around like Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, and all those kinds of girls. How, you know, Colleen Hoover is like taking Blake's side and all of the cast were taking Blake's side. And like, I understand that like I'm all here for women empowerment, but I'm also about putting people in their place. And like, if Blake actually did something dodgy or shitty, just because she's a woman does not mean we need to like endorse that sort of behavior against a man. I actually hope that Blake is innocent in it. And then she can turn around to me and be like, you're a bitch for like talking shit. I'd be like, yeah, I did talk shit.
You would own it. You would own it.
I would fucking own it. I was wrong. But like, there's just too many people that are taking Blake's side. And I'm like, this is sus.
It's interesting because I told one member from our team that we were doing an emergency pod on the Blake Lively drama. And they were Team Justin all the way.
Yeah.
All the way. And they were like, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have shown their colors previously in other things that they've done that we don't need to get into. The other
I feel like we need to get into that on another podcast, but another time.
Another time. The other person, I told them separately and I said, oh, we're recording this. Huge Blake Lively. Wow. You get stuck in an algorithm around it. And I didn't ever ask for this. I didn't ask to know anything about this. And my entire timeline was taken up with the Blake Lively, Justin, It Ends With Us drama. And I was just like, free me.
But that's what Blake wanted. She literally capitalized on the launch of a hair care brand, on her alcohol seltzer thing, on Deadpool and Wolverine. She literally monetized everything. And then that is why
It turned on her.
Everywhere. But
It
you
turned
also,
on her, though.
100%.
Yeah, it backfired.
100%. But that's why she's also getting so much publicity because she is absolutely everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Diana, thank you for your time and your attention.
A pleasure
on
and
this.
an honor.
I hope to have you back many more times. Maybe we do this, I don't know, all the time.
Every quarter.
Every quarter. I was going to say once a week.
I see 100%.
Exactly.
I feel like this could be my new career.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.